Hello, good people of YouTube, how are you? Today's video is going to be about the Sheriff of Nottingham. We all know that Robinhood is new movies coming out and he's a legend outlaw. Well, here's a few fun facts people don't realize. Hey, welcome to Dragon Oak Treasures, welcome. Sorry, here we go. My family were the Sheriffs of Nottingham for a long time. Ancestor, grandfather after grandfather. Sheriff of Nottingham, Morton, Nottinghamshire, and also Sheriffs of Gotham, Nottinghamshire. So here's a few things. I'm an ancestor of George Morton. Came over on Anne, published Mort's Relation, and all kinds of fun stuff, history. We are of the family of Anthony Morton of Baldry, one of the historical families of England, and that of Romanist lineage. In fact, our grandfather, direct Y DNA descent, sits next to King William the Conqueror, which is his half-brother. Excuse me, Robert Morton. Our other ancestor in England was John Morton, the Archbishop of Canterbury, Lord Chancellor of England. In fact, he, figured Morton's Fork and helped build the Tudor dynasty. But this here is about the Sheriff of Nottingham. Sorry, let me stay focused. Our oak tree is the center of England, okay? Right here, our family were the Sheriffs of Nottingham for a long time. And also, I know these secrets because our family, helped, our forefathers of America. You've seen the Statue of Liberty and Arbor Day and all this stuff. Well, this is all about the Green Man and Robin Hood and Templars. A lot of hidden symbols all through America and all through England and Europe. Now let's stay focused. The Sheriffs of Nottingham. There's our oak tree right there. I mentioned. Now let me show you. I can't show you all this right here because our oak tree is right there at the center of England. And 5 miles away is Robin Hood's oak tree, the major oak tree. And there's also Queen Elizabeth's oak tree. Here's Morton's oak. There's Robin Hood's, 5 miles from our hometown, Morton, Nottinghamshire. And then there is Queen Elizabeth's oak. Kings of England used to have May games and party around May trees, and our ancestor Thomas Morton, a pagan pilgrim. But let me stay focused here. The Sheriff of Nottingham, historically, let's see, this is from just the Wikipedia, just information, just to tell you about is responsible for enforcing the law and order of Nottingham, bringing criminals to justice. There used to be appointed Lord Mayor of Nottingham. Let's see. Sheriff of Nottingham entails Robin Hood. Historical position goes back to the Anglo-Saxon times, sometimes confused with the High Sheriff of Nottinghamshire, which existed from King William the Conqueror, which our family established in 1068 of Derbyshire and the Royal Forest. Now let me show you here. Here's a few fun facts that I know of our family and our ancestry. Our family founded Arbor Day, which we've been protecting the forests since, from England, and just so many things with the Green Man and Templars. It's so fun, and the Sheriffs of Nottingham. But right here, Robert Morton, Knight of Baldry, Sheriff of Nottingham. Let's see. It's the oldest office under the crown. It's the oldest secular office under the crown. Formerly High Sheriff, was law enforcer. Well, let's see. My grandfather served in Parliament for Nottingham County. He was also appointed Chief Bailiff of Manor of Lordship of Hatfield. In Hatfield Palace, John Morton, my other uncle, helped build the garden there and stuff. But my grandfather's, Robert Morton's chief claim was he was Prince John O'Gaunt, trusted knight and friend. He was treated very, very good. He was, he was royal manors. He held the royal manors of Arnold and Edwinstown, and that's where Robin Hood and Lady Marian got married. Edwinstowe. Let's see here. Here's a few things. Verdideer. We are Verdideers of Sherwood Forest. Verdideer. It's the official stationary appointment made by the Majesty of the Queen, but founded by King William the Conqueror, our family. who has an ancient oak also. The work with the Forestry Commission, which manages the forest on behalf of the Crown, Natural England, such as the National Trust, Morton family held the position long row of verdant years to protect the new royal forest, unique agricultural common practices, traditional landscape, keep the flora and fauna, peacefulness, natural beauty, the heritage, safeguard, protect the forests and trees, which we've done in America, which we have trees and we have statues at the National Statuary Hall Capitol. But let me tell you a fun fact about that right there, though, about being the verdiers and protectors of the forest. And let me tell you a fun thing about also, there's caves, tons and tons of caves in England. Well, the Cresswell Crag cave system is where Robin Hood and his merry men hid out, caves, you know. And I know things about Batman and Gotham and where all the stories come from with that too. But let me tell you, you know, under Nottingham Castle, my uncle Roger Mortimer, he was a Mortimer on my Mortimer line, he had a cave system underneath Nottingham Castle. And that's in fact how Robin Hood escaped from the Sheriff of Nottingham, which is a whole another scenario. Did he escape, or were they all working to try, you know, get the Magna Carta signed from King John, because, you know, things were just shit in England at that time. So there's a lot of secrets that people don't realize. You know, he didn't go over the wall because the wall wasn't built at that time. However, he did go underneath. I mean, there's, I think, Alexander, who was it? Not Alexander the Great, King Alfred the Great, maybe, I don't know. There's a bunch of holes underneath, all cave systems underneath Mortimer's hole, Mortimer's cave. It sneaks you down through the town of Nottingham. Let me tell you a couple other things. All right, Robert Morton, Sheriff of Nottingham, of Hawthorne and Baldry, Lieutenant of Nottingham Castle. Inclusions amongst the esquires of the chamber is probably to explain by the fact that King Henry was godfather to his son, my grandfather. Morton's career had gone nowhere under King Henry to whatever, and now his elevation to the king's household in 1413 is a good example of his personal connection to the royal family. He was made keeper of the Royal Falcons, an office Grand Falconer, keeper of the Royal Falcons. Its origin in France, one of the most highest in the kingdom. The Grand Falconer was chief of the hunts and public ceremonies. He was always appeared with a bird on his wrist as an emblem of his rank. The king, while hunting and hawking in England, could not release his bird until after the Grand Falconer had slipped his bird first, which was my ancestor, my grandfather. Like I mentioned, we were of George Morton, then Levi P. Morton. In fact, America's national tree is, you know, they voted oak tree, but it goes a long ways back. I mean, you know, like, we were the Earls of Cornwall and Ducey, and, you know, they say, you know, we're direct descendants of King Arthur, and even Merlin, they say, was King Arthur's uncle. He was a druid. His oak tree is in Wales, the center of Wales, as ours is the center of England. And it just goes, as we have statues of Morton and Arbor Day and the Green Man and Templars and all kinds of awesome stuff. Okay? It's just amazing. Okay? Let me see here. With deep Roman connections, I'm not quite sure where we're at there. I know Marcus Aurelius and stuff like that, those guys are entwined. It's pretty crazy. Let's see. They say we're direct descendants of many, you know, Charlemagne, Alfred the Great, obviously William the Conqueror, King Henry, Sir William Marshall, Strongbow de Clare, King Malcolm III, David, all the ancient kings of Scotland and Ireland, because they are ancestors, direct ancestors of the Moor, M-O-R, ancestry, lineage. So this here are some fun facts of the Sheriff of Nottingham. So many people don't realize that Robin Hood, the Sheriff of Nottingham, and here, I'm going to give you a fun fact that only a few people know, a couple royal writers in England. Friar Tuck, big old friar, was a Viking pagan, and he was Robert, aka Robert Stafford. In my family in Stafford, Dukes of Buckingham, go all the way back to King William's. We're all the family of King William the Conqueror. We're Normans. But we also married into all kinds of ancient bloodline, all kinds of fun stuff. But The symbol of the ram is hidden in many ancient Roman symbols. All goes all the way to the god Zeus and Ammon and Thor's rams, and the oak tree, the oak of Zeus, the oak of Thor, the oak of Morton, the oak of Robinhood. I could go on and on. There's many, many secrets hidden all through the world, all through Europe. I'm just a working man, the Dragon Oak treasures, man. I'm just here trying to show and teach what I know, what I found out. I may be a little scattered here and there. Just bear with me, help me out. Comments, shares, all this stuff. Help me out with this YouTube. I try not to be so boring. Get some music and fix my videos. It's the oak tree and the ram symbol, the Sheriff of Nottingham. Sorry, it's my train. Of our Greasley Stafford ancestry goes back to England, and Morton salt is actually part of the Greasley salt. It's amazing the facts that are hidden through America. Religions, the same thing. Let's keep religion out of government, because there's so many great people out there which are Americans, which who gives a shit what kind of religion you are, as long as you're an American, fighting for your country and loved ones. Okay, so let's just keep in fact that the Sheriff of Nottingham was a real person. Robinhood, Friar Tuck, these people were real people. I'm going to give you some secrets and facts that's going to blow your mind here in the future about King Arthur and Merlin and many, many others, Thor, Zeus, and the Roman Empire. You stay with me, help me, spread the word, share this, tag people, do whatever you have to do to help me with this shit. I'll be greatly appreciated. Morton, the Dragon Oak treasures, thank you.